All right, let's take this other issue. Well, it's all about the FIFA presidency. Coming up next is Dominic Scala, who's the chairman of FIFA Audit and Compliance Committee, sharing his thoughts on the FIFA presidency. We'll take that, and when we come back, it will, of course, be thrashing the discussion head-on, talking about Orji Uzor Kalu's ambition to become FIFA president. We have a guest already on the show. Find out who he is after this.
Based upon the FIFA statutes, a 4-month notice is required for any presidential elections to be held. FIFA must also consider appropriate time to vet candidates and allow them to present their ideas for the organization and set forth their vision. Therefore, while the decision on timing of the extraordinary Congress and election of a new president will ultimately be up to the Executive Committee, the expectation is that this could take place any time from December of this year to March of next year.
Well, he was actually talking about, you know, the criteria you need to meet for you to be able to contest as FIFA president and all that. We know the election is going to be February 26th. And of course, well, if you are able to meet one of these criteria, definitely you will be the man to become the next president.
Sure. Orji Uzor Kalu knows of those criteria by now. Your Excellency, if you're watching Channels TV, we're actually letting you know what is required of you to actually become the FIFA president. This topic, guys, we'll keep talking about it, but we will only listen until we confirm what's really going down. So right now, we'll go to Abuja studio where, of course, we have an ex-football international. His name is John Fashanu. He has so much on this Orji Uzor Kalu's big ambition. It's better to say ambition to become FIFA's president. Good morning, John, and welcome to Sports This Morning.
Good morning, Austin, Cecilia, Io. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good to have you on the show. I'm sure you've been following the show, John, and it's getting heated. Everybody wants to understand what's going on with Orji Uzor Kalu wanting to become FIFA's president. Tell me, John, how realistic is it?
Well, you know, guys, let's make one thing very clear. Orji has not come out and said he wants to be FIFA president. You know, these are people who support Orji. These are people who know Orji. You know, we have come out and said we think we have an opportunity to find a black African FIFA president. You know, I was in London, 2 months ago. I met with the Football Association. I think Biola said something just a minute ago that nobody knows Orji Kalu in Europe. That's not true. Many people know him. We know his pedigree. We know he's very charismatic, which is important. And the important thing is, when you're getting to that level, it's the gameplay. Because, of course, as you can see, when people are bidding 1 billion, 2 billion for football players, the game of football is not how it used to be anymore. It's not just about football. It's also being a manager. And I think Orji Kalu has shown that he's a very competent manager financially, to manage a state, which he's done successfully, and to manage his own businesses wonderfully well. And we all know what he's done for Yemba, of course, in football. And so he, for Africa, for most of us, seems the right choice.
Okay, John, with what you've just said, are you confirming Orji Uzor Kalu's ambition to run as FIFA's president?
No, I'm clarifying that Orji Uzor Kalu has not come out himself. We, and I say the supporters, one being one of them, he hasn't said anything. At the moment, all you're getting is phones which are switched off and no communication. But we, the family of footballers at our level, somebody who's been in the game over 2 decades and played over 2,000 matches, we're saying that Orji Kalu, he has the competence, he has what it takes for us to support him as the FIFA president.
Now, it's interesting, you did talk about some of his achievements, or let me put it that way, in terms of you know, handling his business as well, and of course, Enyimba Football Club, who became back-to-back champions in the CAF Champions League a couple of years back. Bringing that to administration of world football, I mean, really, with all the politics that goes with it, do you think he can really, you know, sustain that momentum?
Well, let's take away what he'd done domestically, because right now that has no relevance. Even though it was Africa, what we're interested in is the fact that can he manage, as you've said, the politics? Can he know what's going on in the world of football? And I think he can. I think if there's anybody who can take on Michel Platini, which, as I know him extremely well, certainly Orji Uzor Kalu can do that. And I would like to see it, and I support that, but he hasn't come out and said that he will run for FIFA president. That's very important that we clarify that. He hasn't said that at all. We, the supporters of Orji Kalu, people who know him, people who know what he's done, we're saying we believe we have an opportunity to find and to make the first black FIFA president. Now, the CAF, Confederation of African Footballer, Hayatou, he hasn't been able to take the next step up. He didn't want to take that step. He wants to stay as the president of CAF. That's fine. But it's now, football is changing. It's a business. It's a hard money toting business. And you have to have had success in the business world. And I think Orji Kalu certainly has done that.
Now, talking about Orji Uzor Kalu and of course CAF, you know, we don't have any Nigerian presently now as a member of the CAF committee. How possible is that? How is it going to be possible for you guys to be able to convince CAF to actually support Orji Uzor Kalu, because he needs the support from CAF for him to be able to, you know, go ahead. And judging from the fact that when Musa Bility actually tendered his own, you know, ambition towards them, they said that it's actually on his own, that they are not supporting him.
Well, you know, what we've got to do, first of all, and I say this in the business world, we've got to smooth the path, first of all. We've got to make it, and first of all, before we do anything, we've got to make sure we get hold of the former governor and ask him and almost arm twist him, will you run for this position? Because he hasn't said he wants to run for it yet. We're the ones who are saying that. But I believe that once we get the green light and he says, yes, I will come and I will run for it, we are obviously the football family, and the game of football is a family. I'm not going to say it's a mafia. No, it's a family. I think Biola was saying Danny Jordan, South Africa. Danny has got so many accusations coming out. Most of our brothers who have been at the FIFA at the highest level, if they haven't been accused, there's accusations, I assure you, which are coming very shortly. That at the moment is a hornet's nest. And we're trying to keep away most of those people. Whoever comes in to run for the president, one of the highest positions in the world today, president of FIFA, has got to be somebody clean, got to be somebody who can communicate, got to be somebody who's charismatic, got to be somebody who has proved to all of us that he's a leader in his own right. And the man is Orji Kalu.
Okay, now who are the other people that are actually supporting Orji Uzor Kalu apart from you? Who are the other Nigerian, maybe former footballers, administrators who are actually clamoring for him to go for FIFA presidency?
Well, I don't think we've got to the stage where anybody's clamoring him. You know, I mean, Cecilia, that's a wonderful word, clamoring, but we're not at that level. We're having discussions with several people who have been at the football at the highest level. And obviously, as I've just already stated, my footballing has gone for 2 decades. So we're contacting people of the same mind and the same likeness who are veterans in football, and we're discussing. And most of the discussions are saying positive things. And so far, there's no point in me now reeling out a whole list of big names to impress anybody. There's no need for that. But the people who will know what we're doing, I think they'll be impressed.
John, it's really huge, like it's massive ambition that the former governor is trying to embark on if eventually he does so. But don't you think you guys, those of you supporting him, should start by telling him maybe go back, make sure Eimba is formidable, maybe Eimba needs an academy, do something for African football before you start thinking of FIFA?
We go back, and I have to say it, when people think this is so formidable, and as Biola, who was on earlier, said that it's an impossible task, ask Mr. President, the former President Jonathan, whether he ever suspected or thought he was going to be the president. Look where he came from. We're not even at that level. We're at a level where Orji Uzor Kalu has already been at high level. He has been to every FIFA meeting. He's been there quietly. We know he's a dissident. We know what he can achieve. Yes, he can go back, but that's now old, what he did with the Ember. That's old now. We're moving on from that. And we're seeing if we can get together as a team, get him to support the issue, because if he doesn't support it, it's not going to work. But I believe that we have a chance for the first time ever, and I think that most people will agree it's time to have a black African FIFA president. Well, wouldn't it be great for Africa?
Thank you so much, John, for this information. We'll get back to you. Maybe when you find out that he's truly going to run for FIFA's president, John, give us a call and say, we're going to tell you. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
All right, John.
Thank you so much.